Hi everyone, this is Maha, and welcome to Maha's Picks for April 2015. In this series, once a month I choose 3 things. 1, a crystal, 2, an oracle or tarot deck, and 3, an aromatherapy essential oil and these 3 things go with each month. And I've chosen them and I talk about them every month. So welcome to my second episode. This is actually my second episode now. So for this month, from my crystal collection, I've chosen an egg-shaped yellow calcite. This is a beautiful piece. It was gifted to me actually from Argentina. I chose this particular piece because the shape, the egg shape, is a symbol of spring, symbol of fertility and new beginnings. And I thought that was perfect for this month. And I chose calcite. Well, calcite is very, very gentle, calming, grounding stone. And all calcite assists us when we're going through change. And spring is a month of change where lots of things are happening and there's a lot of momentum. There's a sense of competition in the air. Calcite really grounds us and it helps us to assist with all the changes going on. We're trying to do spring cleaning, make changes in our lives, start new. We have maybe projects that we want to get on with. So we could feel this a little bit of maybe a little sense of anxiety or tension, although it's all very beautiful because it's new and we're getting on, being active. And calcite really, all colors of calcite assist with going through changes of all kinds of changes. I've chosen the color yellow particularly because to me, yellow is a nice symbol of spring. Have you ever noticed that the first flowers that come out in spring are yellow? Have you noticed that? Look around you and see if you notice that. I thought yellow was a very, very active, beginning, initiative symbol of this first season of the year when we're going into a new cycle of the year. Then, for my oracle or tarot deck, I've chosen a tarot deck. And this month I've chosen the Victorian Fairy Tarot. Victorian Fairy Tarot. This is the companion book that goes with it. It's also yellow. And this is a beautiful deck. The cards are really, really beautiful. First of all, the back of the cards, if you can see, to me kind of had a nice spring feeling. I chose this card in particular because I felt that it's a good deck. I chose this deck in particular because I felt that it's a good deck to align us with the seasons. In this deck, the 4 elements or the 4 suits of swords, wands, cups, and pentacles are associated with the 4 seasons. And the season of spring is associated with wands. So I'm going to show you the Ace of Spring, which really represents the beginning of spring to me. So you see the blossoms are coming out, kites flowing. There's this really open sense of clarity in this card and newness, freshness. To me, this is kind of the one card that symbolizes spring. If I had to choose a card that to me speaks of that feeling in the air, it's this one. And then also the Herald of Spring. So the pages are called heralds, and in this deck they announce the beginning of the season, and they help to link one season to the next. So I wanted to show you some of my favorite cards in this deck. And before I show you those, I wanted to say that this deck is it's a very beautifully illustrated deck, but also the companion book that comes with it is very nicely written. It's beautifully written. I keep saying beautiful. And it kind of takes us through, with the fairies, through all the challenges and all the joys that come with each season as we go through every month, kind of thing. And what I like is also that it's, by the way, by, I should say that, Lunaea, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It sounds beautiful. Lunaea Weatherstone. It's written by Lunaea Weatherstone and illustrated by Gary Limppincott. The illustrations are really great. He's very talented artist. The writing is also, it teaches you a lot. I personally really like companion books. Sometimes I even buy tarot decks or oracle decks if I want the companion book for some reason. I feel like I learn a lot, and in this particular deck, she talks about the language of flowers, and every card has either a flower or a tree associated with it, and she talks about the meaning behind that and how it could relate to that particular card for you, if you're choosing that card, if you're picking it or choosing it to work with. So I really like that aspect about this deck. I highly recommend this deck in every way. It's very good if you're collecting decks, if you just want to like the artwork. So I'll show you some of my favorite cards here. This is the Three of Spring. Fairy is sitting, relaxing with the birds, playing harp. A beautiful sense of blossoms in the air. This is one of my very favorite cards, and I feel like I connect to it very much. She's sitting on a birch tree sketching the catkins. And she's really absorbed in her task. She's fully taking in all the details of the catkins. That was Two of Spring, so Two of Wands. And the Chariot, I love the Chariot. It's so different from many of the other representations of the Rider-Waite style decks. So I like the fact that it's a black and white is represented in this magpie here. And you know how in the Chariot, the Rider-Waite, you have the Sphinx, the black and white on the two sides, the two opposing sides. I love how that's demonstrated here. It's very good ideas. This one is it's the Hanging Fairy, it's called. It's the Hangman. And it's cool because he's hanging from poppies, and the poppies are intoxicating him. So he's smelling the poppies and getting intoxicated. You know that this card astrologically is associated with Neptune, so the planet of illusions and that other part of the world. This is Night of Summer. Night of Summer is flying with a turtle dove and holding a wild rose. So the romantic kind of character. And I love the Ace of Summer. I love the lotus flower. I love anything with lotus flowers. It's so peaceful, this Ace of Summer. It's so cute because in the corner they have the wine. They're doing a picnic, the fairies. And this one is one of my favorite strength cards. This is Fortitude. I love how she's getting to know the bees. She's sitting beside a beehive and she's getting close to the beehive. In the book, she talks very beautifully about this card. I love how she talks about it. Getting the really the sense of that strength card in that way. The Hermit. And I love the Hermit too, because it's, again, very different representation. He's sitting inside this tree, I think it's oak. And then there's the Owl of Wisdom. He's studying, he's keeping himself, his own knowledge, keeping himself isolated, and isolation in a way that growth happens. I love the Star, and it's, I think, very different again from a lot of stars because she's dressed. She's not nude. That's interesting. I love the Queen of Summer. So relaxed. So you see there's flowers or some kind of plants, trees. The Wheel of Time, the Wheel of Fortune. I like how there's the day and night fairies. So in the book she's talking about the cycle of day and night. going through changes. And then finally the moon is also very different. She's relaxing underneath the moonlight. All right, and last but not least, I want to share with you the essential oil that I've chosen for this month. So the essential oil I've chosen for this month is the oil of Neroli. Now, Neroli, the oil of Neroli is obtained from bittersweet orange or Seville orange trees. Here's a bittersweet orange. It doesn't taste very good. It's quite sour, but the trees produce this really wonderful blossoms, orange blossoms, and they're amazing. The name, it's kind of neat because the name Neroli was named after an Italian princess who loved this orange blossom smell, and it was her favorite perfume, so it was named after her. It's kind of a little interesting fact there. Now the essential oil is very versatile. It's very useful. It's used in skin products because it has a stimulating effect on the growth of new cells. So it's rejuvenating for the skin, and it's great. It's good for all skin types, but especially sensitive and dry skin. And also the Neroli oil is a powerful anti-anxiety oil. So if you're ever feeling really stressed, if you have something coming up like an event, an exam, a driving test, anything public speaking, or something you're nervous about and you're stressed about, feeling anxiety, this really, really works for that. But just make sure that you get a high quality oil. It has to be therapeutic grade. For this 5 milliliter oil, I paid $80. So if you find something cheap quality, don't get it because it doesn't have the essential ingredients that are going to have that therapeutic effect. If you just want to get it for the smell, that's fine, but make sure for that. If it's too cheap, they usually blend it with something else. So it's very good for anti-anxiety, and another use it has is it's good for insomnia. So if you're having trouble falling asleep, the best thing is take a nice bath with just a few drops of this oil, and it works wonders. It's so relaxing. If you want to make it even more relaxing, you can add a drop of rose oil. And for a really luxurious blend, you could blend jasmine, rose, and neroli together. That's just heavenly. So try that. And then one final thing I wanted to mention is that orange blossom tree, there is also something called orange blossom water, which is this here that I've got, orange blossom water. I purchased this from a Middle Eastern shop. You can get them from any shops that sell Middle Eastern foods because it's used in baking in Middle Eastern dishes, and it's quite inexpensive actually. So what you can do with this, I'm gonna introduce you to a very, very easy and special treat. Made this tea, which is so wonderful. And all you have to do, this is chamomile, so you just make a chamomile tea, a little bit of milk, and then just a touch, like half a teaspoon of this orange blossom water, and you will go to heaven. This is going to be amazing. You can even just drop some rose petals in there and relax with your tea. So simple and so delicious, yummy, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Maha's Picks for May 2015. Have a nice spring. Thank you.